Shalom, shalom, Bezrat Hashem. We start in a few seconds. Just tell everybody that we are starting. Shalom, shalom. Good evening to all of you. Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me? Is it okay? Is the sound good and the image good? Shalom, shalom. Just let me know if it's okay on YouTube and if it's okay on Zoom. Can you hear me?
Shalom, shalom, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Amen, Catherine. Shalom, shalom. So let me just see that it's okay also on YouTube. Second. Okay. So we can start. So, Bezat Hashem, we are going to continue our study of the parasha of every single week. Like you know, the parasha is the portion of Torah that we read every single week among the 5 books of given to Moshe Rabbeinu. So we started a new cycle of lecture since Sukkot. Now, in the normal time, we are in Parashat Toldot, but now in our rhythm, because I want to go slowly, step by step, we are in Parashat Chaye Sarah. Chaye Sarah, basically, it's the moment when and where we see Sarah Imenu dying. We see Abraham sending Eliezer, his servant, to find a wife for his son Yitzhak. So we see things like that, and other details that I invite you to look and to learn from it. So, like like we have understood now for a few months, we study all these parashot in order to understand better who we are. We Bantu Israelite. What is our story? What are our histories? And the purpose today will be to package. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Yochanan. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, 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 Rabbi.
Shalom. So the purpose today for us will be to add another understanding, another point, another details, another um, pillar in what we have already done all these last month. So before I start, let me introduce the topic. Basically, the situation, the question we're going to try to ask, and the answer we're going to try to find out during this limud. The title of this limud, so let's say it's an editorial moment. The title of the limud is How the Demographics of Bantu Israelites Are Proof of Our Election. When I have to define what is election, is the proof, Shalom Shalom Chief Rabbi Shai Moshe, is the proof, Shalom Shalom, is the proof that we are the people that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that ends off, have chosen to save this world, to save the the basics, the morality, the ethics, the the holiness, the purity. But sometimes, the one who has been chosen even don't know about his own destiny, his own roots. And there is a deep says, there's a says all around the road or around the world saying that black people, Bantus, they have too many kids. They are, they are too massive. It's too much. If you go in Africa, you just have to walk a little bit in different capitals from Madagascar to Cameroon, passing by Congo, you will see that in the street you have a lot of people. That's why even the statistics are saying that Africa is the most populated continent. And we know that in Africa is the roots, the original lands given to the Bantus. So the question is, what can we understand behind that demographic aspect from Africa to West Indies, passing by South America and North America and so on? Why always the aspect of numbers is connected to our destiny? And generally the aspect of numbers brought to us to face very, 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 very cruel moment and to see the hatred of the others. Sometimes, because of some details regarding our demographic statistics, people understood that they can use us, Shalom, like beast, sending us like to slavery, to work, and if one die, okay, we change. So what is hidden behind that number? And not only that, how can the dimension of numbers connected to our origin, our destiny, connected to our spirituality, be the key for us to come back to our original and authentic place? Meaning, a people who have to make a wonderful and tremendous work to bring down holiness, purity, and spirituality. So, Bezrat Hashem, let's start and try to see how we will build this element. Shalom, shalom to Rabbi Chaim Pondol on YouTube. Shalom, shalom to Rabbi Emmanuel Titus. So, let's start and see. We are in the Ben Ish Chai, Parashat Chaye Sarah, second year, Book of Halachot. Let's see what the Ben Ish Chai will teach to us, will explain to us, and what we can grab from this parasha. So like you can see, we are here, Parashat Chaye Sarah. And it starts from a very simple pasuk. ויברכו את רבקה ויאמרו לה. So they blessed Rivka. When is that moment? It's exactly when Eliezer arrived and succeeded to convince Bethuel, his wife, and also Lavan to let him go back with Rivka in order to organize the wedding between Rivka and Yitzhak. And at the end of the day, they asked to Rivka, do you want to follow this man and to go to the place called the land of Chittim? Because Avram was in the land of the Chittim. And to marry Yitzhak, she said, yes, I want. Are you ready? You sure? Yes. So three of them, who are them? Bethuel, his wife, Milcah, and, no, not Milcah, Bethuel, his wife, and Lavan, they blessed Rivka. ויברכו את רבקה, they blessed רבקה, ויאמרו לה, and they told to her, אחותנו את, our sister you are, our sister, you, היה לי אלפי רבבות, you will be connected to, let's see how these words are translated in the normal Sidurim that you have online. And we will see what the Ben Ish Chai will build around this. So the Pasuk is in Bereshit Chav Dalet, Pasuk Samer. Bereshit Chav Dalet, Pasuk Samer. In English, here is my screen. Here's what we have. And they blessed Rivka and said unto her, our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of 10,000. I repeat, be the mother of thousands of 10,000. Okay. And let thy seeds possess the gates of those that ate them. So Ben Ish Chai took one part of his pasuk, but the final part of the pasuk is the purpose of that numbers is that you will be dominant in the gates of the ones who hates you. So are we okay with the pasuk? Or is there any question now before I start to develop? Is there any question?
It's okay for now.
It's okay. תודה רבה. תודה רבה. So, before I start with the Ben Ish Chai, let's start with another point that you probably know. Let me show to you. That talks about numbers, talks about quantity, hatred, and we will see something behind. It's in Parashat Shmot of the book of Hekadosh, Shar HaPsukim, Pasuk Parashat Shmot. Let's see what's happened. I will start slowly, and you will see where we will go. So here is my screen. So it's like I start by the conclusion in order to go back to the introduction. So basically what the Ben Ish Chai is explaining now in this halacha, in this introduction, for me, it's supposed to be the introduction, but I want to finish with that introduction. I go straight to the final part because I want to show to you the connection between what Lavan, Bethuel, and the mom of Rivka have said, and the final part of the Pasuk, where it says that the numbers is as for purpose to create a kind of dominations against the people who hate you. So let's see. Say like this. You see, Parashat Shmot, Shar à Pesukim. Veda, Akadosh say, you have to know. Ki bet prinot ayu. He say, you have to know that we have two categories, basically, of Bnei Israel in Egypt. He say, look, ki yesh neshamot shenitaknu legamri. So you have souls that were totally fixed. ונתגלגלו בבני ישראל ההם שבדור ההוא אחר שירדו למצרים. So he said that the mention of souls who were totally fixed, they are among the category of Bnei Israel who went down to Egypt. ויש בהם נשמות שלא ניתקנו. He said, but you have another category of souls among the Bnei Israel who didn't finish to perform their tikkun, their fixing. I want here to make a statement and to analyze things with you. It's not because something or someone is not fixed yet that it means that he is at a lower level than the other one who is fixed. Sometimes we think that someone who is fixed, facing someone who needs to be fixed and to perform some other tikkunim, the one who is finished with the tikkunim is higher, superior. No. We will see what Hakadosh will say and we will understand something. That sometimes the process of fixing yourself, the higher you are, the longer it will take in order to give time to many other aspects to be fixed. Because if you are the higher, once you are fixed, everything is done. The doors have to be closed. So let's go back to the text. He said, "V'yesh ba'em neshamot shelo nitaknu." You have type of soul who didn't finish to the process of fixing. V'nitgalgelu b'vnei Mitzrayim atzmam. And they were reincarnated among the Bnei Mitzrayim, among the Mitzrim, among the Egyptians themselves. You have to know that all the Mefarshim, first of all, Rashi, they say and they confirm that the Bnei Mitzrayim, they are Bnei Ham, they are black people. Bantus. Long story short. Otam Shemal Yosef, he said, they are this one that Yosef performed the circumcision. Kaniska bepasuk de Bereshit. Lechu el Yosef asher ye'emar lachem ta'asu. C'est like you can see in the Parashat Bereshit when Pharaoh is telling to the Egyptians came to him because of the starving. He said, go to Yosef and everything he will ask to you, just do. וזה שאמר, ויאמר אל עמו, הנה עם בני ישראל. He said, this is about that situation that we talk about, the terms, עם בני ישראל. The people Bnei Israel. You have the Bnei Israel and you have the people Bnei Israel. Am Bnei Israel. And this is the two aspects of the Bnei Israel. You have the Bnei Israel fixed and you have the Am Bnei Israel in the process of fixing. And after he said, Veini, Techila karam Am Bnei Israel. At the beginning it's written Am Bnei Israel. ואחר כך ויקוצצו מפני בני Israel. After it, you have a short term only בני Israel. Velo eskir am, and you don't have the word am, meaning people. Vishalu zo nishaela besefer hazohar beparashat Shmot. He said, this is a big question discussed in the book of the Zohar, Zohar HaKadosh, asking why sometimes we see the terms Bnei Israel without the word am before. We just see Bnei Israel, we don't see people. And sometimes, some psukim, we have am followed by Bnei Israel. And here is the topic. כי הנה יוסף גזר מילה על אותם המצרים כנזכר. So remember what I told you just before. Yosef decided to circumcise that Egyptians. That Egyptians. וגם יעקב אביו, אמרו רז"ל, במדרש רבה בראשית, שגם הוא היה מתגייר גיורים במצרים. He said, even his father, Yaakov himself, was involved in that process of converting some souls in Egypt. והם בבחינת הנשמות הנזכר. And he said, these people are the souls I talked to you before. Which souls? The one who are still in the process of fixing. והאנשים האלה, and these people, לא נתעברו עם שאר המצריים. These people never mixed, never married, never connect themselves with the other Egyptians. That's why I always use the word Bantu Israelite. Because in Africa, we don't have only Bantus. You have also Nilotics. So when we talk about Africans, we don't, if you follow my limudim, I don't use the word African because I know Africa doesn't mean specifically what we are reading now. When I use the word Bantus, you know that this is the word for the story here, Israelite. So he said, they never mix with the other Egyptians. והיו בעריהם נוהגים מנהג בני Israel. So he said, they had their own cities where they were keeping the traditions of Bnei Israel. He said, look, it's a fact. Meaning, look at the traditions of these people and you will see if they are Israelites. This is exactly what the Chief Rabbinate of Africa is doing for 1.5 years now. We are opening all the gates to understand point by point, level by level, the authentic tradition that were among the Bantu Israelites before the invasions of the missionaries in the early 40th or 50th century. And when we go there and we check, we see and we can only accept and admit that this is authentic Judaism, which is authentic Israeli spirituality. וכמו שאמר בפסוק, ואת העם העביר אותם להרים. So look what is written in the pasuk. Yosef sent the people in specific cities to distinguish between the one among the Bnei Ham who were from the lost seeds of Adam Arishon, and they are here called Bantus, with the other who are not from the same extraction, who are not from the same spiritual extraction. And like I said in the book we published before a few months about the Psak Halacha regarding the Israelite origin of the Bantus, I bring there one topic. Let's make it bigger. A topic explaining why all over the continent in Africa, we all see the same battle. Bantus against Nilotic. You see war. If I can make it very, very short, it's like this. You can have it in Nigeria, in Congo, in Central Africa. You can see it also in Kenya, in Rwanda. You can see it also in Cameroon, in Senegal. You always have tribes in Africa who cannot afford to live one beside each other. There is deep hatred. We grew up with that mindset of being very aware as Bantus, being very aware about what the Nilotics are doing. We know that the Nilotics can be black, but the mindset is not the same. The mindset is generally connected to something much more in the rigorous dimension. I can give you an example. We have the famous man called Tipotip. People who don't know who is Tipotip, let me share with you the example, and you will understand what I mean. See here. You see? Tipotip or Tipotip, born in June 1905. Real name is Ahmad ibn Muhammad ibn Juma ibn Rajab ibn Muhammad ibn Sa'id al-Murjabi. Was an Afro-Omani ivory and slave owner and trade explorer, governor and plantation owner. He worked for the succession of Sultan of Zanzibar, so we are in Tanzania, and was the Sultan of Uterera, a short-lived state in Kasongo, Manyema, ruled by himself and his son Sefu, who was an emir of the local Wamanyema. Tipotip traded in slave for Zanzibar's clove plantation. As part of the large and lucrative trade, he led many trading expeditions into Central Africa. So this man that you see, totally black, is maybe one of the reasons many of our American brothers misunderstand history and think that we sold them to trade, to slave trade. Chas Shalom. That situation was made by Bantus, no, by Africans who were not Bantus. You will never see a Bantu with a name Ahmad ibn Muhammad. It's impossible. Maybe now some Bantus convert to Islam, but at that time, we all know that it's more attractive for Nilotic to connect with Islam because we know that most of the Nilotic are mixed with Arabs. You can see it, for example, in Eastern Congo with the Swahili. Swahili is not a Bantu language. Sorry for the one who speaks Swahili, but we have to talk about history. Swahili is 70% Arabic. That's why you say shukran when you say thank you. Salama when you say good morning. So look what he said. Expedition into Central Africa, constructing profitable trading posts deep into Congo Basin. So this man that you see took my family, my cousins, my grandfathers, and put them in boats, direction Nigeria. After that, direction United States, Colombia, Cuba, Barbados. You see? This is what the Torah is saying in code. Some of the Egyptians, some of the Bnei Ham were souls of Adam Arishon, what we call Bantu Israelite, and some of them were not. The proof is they are the first to hate their own brothers, at least a look-alike brother. And after said, region and thus become the best known slave trader in Africa, supplying much of the world with enslaved Africans. So this man that you see what they said. I didn't learn his story from Wikipedia, believe me. Since my childhood, my mom used to talk to me about this man, Tipo Tip. It's known. And even we grew up, if someone has bad characters and is very violent, we call him Tipo Tip. You see? He also bought ivory from Wamanyema suppliers in Kasongo, the capital of the Sultanate of Utera, and resold it at coastal ports. This is what it means here when we talk about two different types of ham. That's why now if we go a bit back and we go to see Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer. In Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, chapter 24, you see what Rabbi Eliezer is saying, is the master of Rabbi Akiva. Look what he's saying. Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with several settlements, and he gave them as an inheritance all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his son. So he said, we talk about Shem, the one you call now the Semitics, making them dark, not dark, shachor, black, but comely. And he gave them the habitable earth. What is that? Like I wrote in the Psakalacha I published. This is the souls that were from Adam Arishon among the Bnei Ham. This is the Bantu Israelite. I'm saying that without any hatred against the Neurotics. I don't hate people, I fight the spirituality behind the mindset. So look after what he's saying. And he blessed Ham, his son. So Ham, how is he? He's dark also. He's black. But like the raven. What is like the raven? It's all about the value, the characters. It's all about the midot. The raven is known for his cruelty. Commonly mean you are sweet, you are fixed. So in the Pirkei of Rabbi Eliezer, we have the whole story of Africa. The two groups who are fighting for decades, for centuries now. Let's go back to the text. Kadosh continues. He said, look, he said, he put them in different cities. They keep the minhag of the Bnei Israel, like sent to us Rabbi Yochanan in the week. What type of minhag? Nida, Netilat Yadayim, Shabbat, circumcision. Not one or few things, a list of things, even the way to bless the moon, the way to perform agriculture, many things. שהם אותם הגרים שקיימו מצוות המילה. He said, who are these people? Who are the Bantu Israelites? You want to know where are rooted and quoted the Bantu Israelites in the Torah? He said, look at the story when Yosef convert the souls of Egyptians. This is not the historical proof. No, the Torah is a code, book of code. This is the spiritual codes of the Bantu Israelite identity. Never read the Torah like a book of history giving you time, space, and date. Torah is talking about spirituality, about light that cannot be understood by your intellectual dimension. So we use some example to help you here to understand the reality of spiritual lights. והפרישם בערים מיוחדות, and he put them in specific cities. והיו ניכרים משער המצרים, and it was easy to recognize them among all the Egyptians. So I don't understand. What does it mean? We are all Egyptian, let's say. How can I be recognized from the fact that I become converted? Sorry, for example, me. I'm converted, let's say, according to the definition of Judaism today. Even if I have my kippah, even if I have my beard, but you look at my face, you understand that I'm not from Norway. I'm not from Iceland. You see that, yes, this man is from Central Africa. You have many people who have beard also. So physically, if I say to someone, yeah, I'm Congolese, say, yeah, for sure, I can say you're Congolese. So now the question is, how is it possible that people who are from the same extraction, the same people, are now distinguished? They don't look alike. This is another point that we have to talk with a lot of wisdom. You can see sometimes that there is specific aspect in the physicality of Bantus. If you ask another Bantus, is this man Bantu? I'm not talking about, yeah, the fact of the type of nose. No, there's something you can notice. It's now this one has Bantu blood. It does not have Bantu. It was already written in the Torah and Ari Kadosh. He just explained to you here. Left said, Velo ayu me'uravim b'hem, and they were not mixed. And Paro knew about these two dimensions, the two aspects of Bnei Israel, the Bnei Israel and the Am Bnei Israel. The Keneged Agirim, and connected to the dimension of the converts, the one who were converted by Yosef and Yaakov, because the one who converts you become your father. So you understand that the power of the Bantus, the power of this conversion, they are not called Bnei Avram. They are called Bnei Yosef or Bnei Yaakov because they are being converted by your father directly, by the Tiferet and the Yesod, for the one who want to go deeper. Amar ine am Bnei Israel rav ve'atzum. Here is, we got it. They say, look, the characteristic of the one who are connected to the dimension of Yosef and Yaakov, the one who were converted by them, they are called the Am Bnei Israel, and they are what? Rav ve'atzum. In terms of demographics, they are plenty. This is the characteristic. And Paro knew it. Said, look at them. And he said, Mimeno, more than us. Because this Pharaoh was not a Bantu. Ki emprinat a erev ra, because they are the multiplicity of people, let's say. She'alu im Israel, that will go out with Israel, some part of us. But the 4/5 will stay 400 years. It's another history. She'ayu klape klapim Israel. Meaning, he said, look, you see the first category? It was a small number. The second category, the one who were converted by Yosef and Yaakov, you cannot count them. Compared to the first category, they were tremendous. They were tremendous. Let's stop here and go back to what the Ben Ish Chai was saying. And we will see one problem. One big problem. Basically, here we understand that we have to be careful. There are two ways to analyze and to connect to analyze and to connect to Torah. Yes, for sure, today the Jewish people is a very small people. They say it's about 13 million people in all the world. But this is only one aspect. So what's happened today? We have that one aspect connected to small numbers who want to make the filter, who want to guide, who want to decide for the second category who is supposed to be tremendous. Clapping, thousands of 10,000s, multitude. How is it possible? It's impossible. Something is wrong here. You cannot use one truth and one reality for a category and apply it not to recognize. No, apply it to let in or not some of those who are among a whole and plenty category. This is what is happening now. People want to send to us Breslev in Africa. People want to send to us Chabad in Africa. People want to send to us Litaim in Africa. Rabbanim, Tzadikim, with all the love, please, what you are doing is a nonsense. You didn't study enough. You are doing one of the biggest mistakes because it's not written that the first category decided to say who should be Bnei Israel or not. It was written, Yosef and Yaakov, two among the seven Ushpizin, they convert and they let things happen in their own city, in their own way. Yeah. תודה רבה, Rabbi Menti 267. The Pshat said that the woman in Mitzrayim had tons of babies every time they were giving birth. This information, it's all about the Am Bnei Israel, the Bantu Israelites. Because we were the purpose of the hatred of Pharaoh. We were the target because he was afraid that if a war starts, we will go with the other and we will make them win. So now you see the problem. We have to understand that we have not to wait for the other. We have to apply the tools which have been built for the incarnation of what we are in spirituality and reality. So now let's go back to the Ben Ishai. He said, look, he gave only the first part of the Pasuk, saying that, yes, my sister Rivka, you will be among the 1,000 and the 10 of thousands. And the second part of the Pasuk, he said, because like this, you will win the gates of the one who hates you. So I say like this, Ben Ishai. Yesh לדקדק, we have to check, to analyze. תיבת at לשון יתרה. I say, look, in this pasuk, the word at is we don't need to have at. We have already achotenu, our sister. So we have the subject. We just need the verb and the rest of the sentence. Why do you talk like a child? Our sister, you are. No, you don't need to repeat. And we are in the Torah here. Every single words are important. He said, at is to, we don't need the hat in this sentence. לשון יתרה. דאהבה לה למימר אחותנו, Ayel Alfei Revavot. It will be enough to say, our sister, you will be among the 1,010 of thousands. That's enough. What do you add? The you, the at. ונראה לי, seems to be, בסייעתא דשמיא, according to, with the help of Hashem, ידוע ד4 מדרגות יש במספר. So you have to know that we have 4 levels in the numbers. Let's look. אחדים, the units. שאין מבחינת העשייה. You have to know that it's connected to the lower word of spirituality. We have 4 words of spirituality. עשייה, יצירה, בריאה, אצילות. It's connected to the lower level, from 0 to 9. To עשייה. And this is connected to the Sephirah of Malchut, kingship. ובבחינת האחרונה, לשם הוויה. So it's also connected to the last He of the name of Hashem. Yud Kei Vav, K, the last K. This is the unit. והעשרות, and after we have the tens. שהם בחינת יצירה. So you have to know that it's connected to the word of יצירה. ובבחינת חסד, גבורה, תפארת, נצר, עוד יסוד, בבחינת וו, לשם הוויה. So you have to know that the tens are connected to the 6 directions. The vav of the Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei, and it's 6 sefirot from chesed to yesod. ובמאות, you have the hundreds. שהם בבחינת בריאה. It's from the word of בריאה, connected to bina, intelligence. ובבחינת הראשונה, it's the first he. And after you have the alafim, you have the thousands. והם, שהם בבחינת אצילות, connected to the higher, the upper word of spirituality, of kedusha, meaning אצילות. And it's connected to wisdom, chokhmah. ובבחינת יוד, it's the yod. So you see, here is the way every single Ben Israel have to analyze numbers. Don't see numbers like just simple informations. You have numbers giving to you information about the roots, the identity, the spiritual identity of what you possess. So now look, if we take the alphabet, do we have letters connected to the units? Yes, from Aleph to Tet. Do we have numbers connected to the letters connected to the tens? Yes, from Yod to Tzadi. Do we have letters connected to hundreds? Yes. From Kuf to Taf. So my question to you, do we have letters connected to thousands? Who can answer to that question before I go deeper? Do we have letters connected to thousands?
Shalom, shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, Rabbi Yochanan.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Aleph, which is connected to 1,000, not really thousands, but Aleph.
Toda Rabbi Yochanan, you start something very great. And it was also the answer of Rabbi Catherine. So let's see something, you and me. We have Rabbi Yochanan telling us that yes, we have Aleph. But the truth is, you are playing with the words, but we don't have Aleph. Let me, first of all, build with you the wisdom that we receive from our masters. It's like this. 1 second. Let me know when you will see my screen. So we know that
We're good. We're good. We see your screen.
Toda. So we know that with Tav we stop with 400, right? So we have to add the final letters. The final letters, which are command paths. So Kuf, Sofit, it's 500. If you didn't know, now I'm giving you some sort. Mem Sofit, it's 600. Nun Sofit, 700. And P Sofit, voilà. P Sofit, 800. And Tzadik Sofit, it's 900. So, with all the respect I have for you, Abba Yochanan, after the tzadi, we have no final letter. We have no letter for the thousands. So Rabbi Yochanan say no, Aleph. So let's see what it means really when Rabbi Yochanan say Aleph. Let's take one Aleph. Here's one Aleph. All right. Here's one Aleph. But the point is to know that Aleph value is not 100, it's 1. So Rabbi Yochanan explained to me, why do you connect Aleph to thousands? And how did you analyze it?
Well, from really, it's from the word alifim. Alifim means thousands.
Alafim, they say it's 2 Aleph, it means 1,000 or 2,000. But Aleph
Yeah.
doesn't mean Aleph doesn't mean 1,000. Aleph, it's 1. Aleph doesn't say the value of thousands. So let me explain to you. Maybe someone has answered. Yes, Chief Rabbi Ishai Moshe.
Okay, so maybe also when we studied the letters in French group, we studied the Sofetevot with the Gematriot, and also after the 900, the 1,000 is Elef. So maybe this is why he said the Aleph and Elef is the same Milui, but the vowels are changing. So maybe
תודה רבה. תודה רבה, Chief Rabbi Ishai.
Toda Rabba, Toda Rabba. That's exactly what I meant. He said that earlier. He did correct me on that. He said it's the Milui, the same Milui, but different vowels. Not vowels.
It's amazing because we didn't prepare our limud together, Chief Rabbi Ishai and me. You see that the topic is coming. It's mean that Akadosh Baruch Hu want us today to understand something because about this Aleph and Aleph. So let's try. So let's go back. We are here. And we know that how do we connect the Aleph to thousand? Because if I write the phonetics of this letter, meaning Aleph, Aleph, Lamed, P, it's the same letters when I write Aleph. Aleph mean thousand, sorry. Aleph means thousand. So here, I have thousand because the letter used to create the words Aleph is the same letter to create the word Aleph. But I still have a problem because, first of all, Aleph doesn't possess a value of 1000, even if I call it Aleph. The real value of this Aleph, help me out, you have two options. Or you count the P as a simple P, or you count the P as a P suffix. Let's take the two example. So the first case, if it's a simple P, what is the value, the gematria?
It's 111.
111. תודה רבה. And in the case where we count the P suffix like a number, we
It's
have
101, 100, no, 1111.
you also 1000? If P suffix is 800.
831.
Yes, sorry. 840, yes.
Okay. So you see, no matter what type of numerical value you use, the word Aleph even don't possess the value of 100, 1000. You have a problem. What does it mean? I give to you a first secret. Based on what we have said about the Bantu Israelites. You see, there is no letter connected to the level of thousands. That's why we don't have scripture. It's all about oral. There's no letters. You see?
Sorry, but it's a huge, a huge information because wow. We when I was in Madagascar, then I asked that question. Do you
Yeah.
have a scripture in the old, really the pure and ancient Malagasy tradition, and nobody could answer.
Nobody can answer because we don't have. It's a tradition amongst the people who hold about the Bantu spirituality. And I keep again, who are the Bantus? This is these Africans who are born with that soul of Israelites, Adam Israeli. Don't look at the shape. Look at the midot and the minagim, and look at the way they live, the way they connect to materiality, the way they deal with purity. So this means that we have no letters. That's why in a place where letters cannot be connected, what do you use? The mouth. What is the mouth? Is the aspect of talking, teaching, making, remazim, allusions. You are like making stories. This is why in Bantu's Israelites tradition, it's all about oral transmissions. Why? Because there is a verb connect to Aleph. And that verb, you can see it here. Look. Sorry. Let me find it.
Maybe it's Yov.
Exactly. It's not
30,
maybe, you know.
33. 33,
Yov,
33.
תודה רבה. תודה רבה.
Because I was on that topic also.
יפה מאוד. You see, we don't need to exchange. We exchange through the limudim. So let's see. Yov 33. You see? What HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Yov? Va'alefecha. Chochmah. What does it mean? Say, I will teach you wisdom. So when you when you want to teach wisdom, it's not limud. It's to Aleph. That's why I'm telling you there's no transmission of wisdom with books. With books, you transmit intelligence. You can even transmit the wisdom of intelligence. You can a bit, but wisdom, it's valafecha. How do I know? All the book of Yov, it's only discussion between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Yov. There's no books. there's, there's no tablets. There's no stones. There's no writings. They're talking. So meaning you understand here that that second category of Am Bnei Israel, they will not be recognized by the quantity of books in their library or the quantity of books in their house. No. You can only recognize them if you see, if you hear that they do have a spiritual oral cosmology. And if they have strategy, techniques to transmit everything by oral, because the Am Bnei Israel connected to the level of Rivka, they are connected to the level of Atzilut. There is no letter who can be connected to that. Yes, Chief Rabbi Yishai. You're welcome.
So I connected it also to the teaching of Rabbi Akiva on the letter Aleph. When he take the Milui and he say Emet Lamed Picha from the Rashivot. So the Aleph of Emet, Lamed of Lamed, and Picha, the Fe, so fit. So this is exactly when he said, you will teach your mouth. This is the oral Torah, the truth.
תודה רבה. It's tremendous what is happening now. Let me show to you what Chief Rabbi Yishai just brought to us, thanks to the Otziot de Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva said, what is the identity of the letter Aleph? He said, don't say Aleph, say Emet Lamed Picha. The truth will be taught to your mouth. Oral transmission. So I'm talking to all my brothers and sisters, Bantu Israelites. Don't be frustrated that your parents didn't give to you tremendous books. Be happy because this is the confirmation of our identity. Because we have no letters who can express what we have. And sometimes you can see it. You have expression in our Bantu language. You cannot translate them in other language. It's like you have words that you cannot translate words which are expressions. You have words, but to say what is that word? It's like I remember that I want to think about our chief rabbi and Nathan Hanan. Sometimes when you have some words in Ochwambo and he doesn't know how to translate it in English, he starts a very long sentence. He said, it is like when you are doing. This is the thing. So now we understand we have seen a first topic. Let's see now a second one. We continue with the Ben Ishai. Ben Ishai is giving to us tremendous information here. He said, look, he said, you have to know that when you are connected to the level of Atzilut, there is no letters, no value of letters that can be used to express what can be taught to you, because that teachings called wisdom can only be given by mouth. And he said, וידוע כי בבית בחינות שהם כנגד, בבחינות שיש כנגד אחדים עשרות מאות, שהם בריאה יצירה עשייה, יש יניקת לחיצונים ואומות העולם. He said, you have to know that everything which is connected to the units, to the tens, and to the hundreds, impurity, klipot, shell of impurity, can suck from it, can connect to it. If I translate based on what we have just seen, from the moment you write down one idea or one topic, it's finished. Impurity gonna go in. That's why, for example, in the yeshiva with the Mekubalim, when we were studying Etz Chaim, we were not studying the meanings of the words of the concept. No, we were studying in order to know where things have been added and not being from Arya Kadosh, where pages have been mixed up, not bringing you to understand the logicality of a secret, where some people calling themselves rabbis have added their own words in the Ktav Yad, in the writings of Rabbi Chaim Vital. This is the 60% of study in the Yeshivat Mekubalim. We do it not only for the Kitvei Ari, but also for other books where you will be surprised. I will not quote them here. I keep it for my rabbis. So now you see, where is it? Why does it come from? Where does it come from that some rabbis in some centuries, because they were afraid of the Roman being now Christian, they decided to remove all the quotes, all the information about GC in the Gemara, in the Talmud. How come? Why do you touch? You touch only because they are connected to Bria, Yetzirah, and Asia. That's it. When something is connected to Atzilut, first of all, there's no writings and you cannot touch. Because the way it will be transmitted to you, you can even not change it. There's a strategy. There's a way to transmit it. And they say, look, the clipboard, the external part, the external side, they can connect to it. And what's happened? The people of the world will also connect to it, meaning they will mix up their own understanding with the truth you had at the beginning. This is exactly what's happened, sorry to tell you that, with the Torah. This is exactly what's happened with the Torah. How many things that we are doing now are not from the deepest understanding of Torah, but they are the result of us trying to live like the people of the world. We want shefa, we want to buy a house, to buy cars, to have the last brand new kitchen. We want to make loans. So what do? In your way to understand the Gemara, Baba Batra, Baba Metzia, you say, we can do loans, we can do that, you start to bring mindset of externality inside of what you are supposed to understand. Why? Because from the beginning it was written. That's why you see from the same text, me and other people, we will not say the same thing. That's why I said to people, please, we have our own tzaddikim. We have our own books. We have our own Talmidei Chachamim that we follow. It's not to say that we are better than the other. No, it's because the transmission I receive tells me this one, and that one, they had a real tradition of oral transmission. And even if they wrote some books, in the way they will express and take position, they will always bring you to remember that the purpose is to be in the level of Atzilut, a place where silence, is a language. A place where talking is not only expressing feelings. Talking become the most powerful weapon you can use to protect the land, the people, and the Torah. We have some questions in the chat. This, Yohanan said, this might be linked to why Bantu's language don't have our own alphabet. Yes. Yes. The only alphabet we had, it's the alphabet from the sky, from the stars. It was a way not to write down our story or history. It was a way to communicate with our ancestors. But this is not a limud of tradition. The letters were used just to connect with the other dimensions, not used to be a way of talking. Now you can understand the secret of the Babel Tower. What was the Babel Tower? Creation of languages. What is that? Many letters from 0 to 999. That's it. But when we were one, see what the Torah is saying. When we were one, see what the Torah is saying. Let me show to you. Look. It's crazy. See. See. Ah, okay, I got it. See. Parashat Bereshit, chapter 11, Pasuk 6. And Hashem said, behold, they are one people, and they all have one language. So my question is, where's the writings? Not written. Torah, it's all about precision. If Torah wants us to know something, Torah Kedusha will let us know something. Unity was about identity and one way to talk. There is no writings here. You don't see the Torah telling you they are one people, they have one language, and they have one writings. And we may see writings here because to build a tower, you need to write down some notes. Yes, on this corner, you have to put that size of, I don't know which element you need to build a tower. You have to quote something. No, it's saying one language. One language. And it's very clear in Hebrew. It said, Ve'em en am echad, ve'safa echad lekulam. Safa. Safa is not the language. It's really the expression, the way to talk, the language, but in the way of Safa, how can I say it? It's not Lashon. Because you can say, so if someone talk to you and you don't understand in which language he's talking, in Hebrew, we'll ask him, "Vezi Lashon ata medaber?" In which language you talk Lashon? Here it Safa. Safa is something else. Safa is not, it's not about language. It's not about Lashon. Safa, it's Safa. Let me see maybe if we can find a translation for Safa. A good one. Maybe my English is not so good, so I don't have variety of words. Let me see if there is a different meaning for Safa.
I think I think they translate it as lips.
No, but they just put language. Because lips, it's fatay. But no, because lips, it's always in plural. Not the same language, but it's not a good way because Lashon, it's also a word to say language. But I will check it, Bineder. I will try to make maybe one day a limud or give more explanation about it. So let's move forward and just finish. And they say like this. After say like this, he said, "Be'adu aki beprinot Petrinot Shem Kinegenda Hadim Asarot may also say there is a possibility for the klipot and the Umotola to connect to that things, basically to change the authentic truth that may be written at first sight. Ki bebria etira sia yesh tarovetra. You have to know that in the level of units, 110, you have a mixture with the ra, with the bad. מבחינת האלפים, but at the level of oral language, ורבבות, and the tens of thousands, אין יניקה לחיצוניים כלל ועיקר. There is no connection, no possibility to the impurity to connect. That's why you see all the Africans count, or the Africans stories, the Africans history. They have never been mixed. Till today, they are untouched because they were never written, never brought to the level of values with letters. Ve'alena ne'emar. That's why it's written in Tehillim about them. Lo yigru chara. No one will damage you. Damage who? The oral tradition. That's why even the Mekubalim, they tell you, look, we have to keep our Torah Shebe'al Peh. And they basically fall in fasting and they cried the day the Torah Shebe'al Peh was written. You understand now, Rabbanim? What is the Torah Shebe'al Peh? First of all, Mishnah. It is the Mishnah. Torah Shebe'al Peh is not the Rashi of your Pasukim. Rabbi Nechunashe said, Torah Shebe'al Peh is the Mishnah. Mishnah wasn't given at first time to Moshe. Mishnah was first of all given to Adam Arishon. The day the Mishnah was written down, it was finished. That's why we have only 6 orders. While we know that at the beginning we had 600. You see how many we have lost? Just because we wrote it down. That's why the sages, the Tanaim, they cried. They cried. They knew the meaning of that situation. And believe me, this is worse than the destruction of the temple. Do you believe me that this is worse than the destruction of the temple? or not? Do you believe me or not, Abanim?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Chief
I
Rabbi
think
Shai.
that yes, it's worse because when we write something, let's say the ruchani or the idea behind will be comment on dit figé.
Will be blocked, je dirais bloqué.
Will be it will be like something that is not
Freeze. Will
freeze.
freeze. Mm.
Will be freeze, and it will be something that is not it is not anymore animated with
Yeah.
chayim. But when we keep it in the oral, it's something that is alive
Mhm.
with chayim. So it's always in movement with the time, with the everything. But as soon as we write it down, it's finished. It's like something is dead.
Daraba, but I have to read what you have written in the chat. Look what Chief Rabbi Shai said.
Yeah.
He said from Aleph versus Bavel, we lost the P of Aleph, which is the mouth. And we changed the Aleph to Bet. And Bet, that change is the translation from Torah Aleph to Torah Bet. So we see that Chief Rabbi Shai is spending hours in the Otio de Rabbi Akiva. Tremendous, tremendous. So see what I was saying. Why the writing downs of the Torah Shebe'al Peh is worse than the temple destruction. You will say, Pinchas is exaggerating. Look, he always say things about what is written, not about what we think. The book of Arya Kadosh, Shar Ruach HaKodesh. He said, Bechokmat Yediyat Tiftufei Ofot, about the way you are able to understand the language of birds. Od Yediyah Achret, and other knowledge, the language of fire, the language of the wind. Do you hear the wind bursting and you understand? He said, Aita la Rav Zal, see, Arya Kadosh had that wisdom. You can hear raven talking. So, okay, they said that. He said, he had that knowledge. Aita la Rav Zal, שהיה מכיר בצפצופי עופות. He was a master about the language of birds. וזהו עניינו. And he said, here is the topic. What say Rabbi Chaim Vitali said like this. He said, you have to know. כי מן היום שנשרפה התורה כנודע. From the day when the Torah was burned. What is that day? People say, no, maybe it's Hanukkah when the Greek, no. What is the day when the Torah was burned? It's the day when the Torah Shebe'al Peh was written down. How do I know? He said, Al yedei umot haolam, בעולם הזה, נמסרו את כוחותיה וסודותיה ביד הקליפה. He said, from the day the Torah was written down, so keep in mind what the Ben Ish Chai said. Say, when you write it down, you are connected to Aleph, from Aleph to Tzadi Sofit, meaning from 1 to 900. And he said, from that moment, the Torah was connected, was burned by the people of the world. What is the Umat Olam? Exactly what the Ben Ish Chai said. These two places, Yasya, Yetzira, Bria, the Klipot and the people of the world, they have access. So I know, because thanks to the Ben Ish Chai, I know that he's talking about the writing down. And he said, from that moment, Nimseru et kochotea, say all the power, all the strength of the Torah Aleph. Sodotea, all the secret of the Torah Aleph were given to the shell of impurity, to the klipot. Meaning what? The knowledge of listening and understanding the language of birds flame, and so on, was also lost. You see what I'm telling you? It's worse because when the temple was destroyed, what said the sages? You guys have to learn about Ahavat Chinam because you ate too much each other. But when the Mishnah was writing down, they fast, they cried, they said it's finished. Why? Because from that moment, all the power and all the secret of the Torah were given to the klipot. Sahabanim. Where are the klipot? Sorry. Who feed the klipot? The chosher, the darkness. Where is the darkness rooted? In the chokhmah, in the wisdom. That's why it's the place of Torah Aleph. That's why we, Chief Rabbinate of Africa, we do our mitzvot and halachot according to the wisdom of Torah Aleph in order to get back some information, some knowledge, some wisdom, what have been lost, some strength of Torah that have been lost. Where to the Klippa? Why are we not afraid? Because our extraction is also from the same place. But we are not connected to a dark place where bad things, Ra, is acting. No, we are connected to the Chosher. What is the Chosher? For people who don't know what is the Chosher, what is the darkness, let me show to you something. Let me show to you something. See what is the darkness according to Rabbi Nechune ben Akane. He said, look, he's talking about the first Mishnah of Sefer HaBayir. He said, I just read the Mishnah. Amar Rabbi Nechune ben Akane, Rabbi Nechune said, verse 1 writing said, Omer, ve'ata lo ra'u or ba'ir u b'shchakim. They didn't see the lighting, the power light, the light, the powerful light, let's say. It's in the shchakim. The shchakim is like inside the belly of the sky, or if you want, darkness. V'katuv echad omer, another writing said, Yashet chosher sitro. He said that Hashem is hiding himself inside of the darkness. Teilim. Ve'omer anan varafel seivav. So he said, what do you have running? You have clouds and de la brume. Comment on dit la brume en Rabbi Yochanan? La brume, le brouillard.
The brouillard, mist, fog.
Yeah, the fog and
Fog.
the cloud around him. It's the same thing. C'est kushia. We have opposition here. He said, Ba akatu ashlishi, and came a third writing saying and made peace between both of them and say, Gam chosher lo yashir, and the darkness will not make darker. Mimecha, from you. V'layla kayom yair, and the night will be lighty like the day. Kechashecha ke'or. There's a code here. And the darkness will be light. What does it mean? Kechashecha ke'or. You take the two kaf, it's 20, 20, 40. The cycle of 40 to make tikkun, to bring light, to bring darkness to be or. This is just something like that. See now. He said, look. He said, Katuv echad omer, ki aor aganuz. We talk about the hidden light, right? You all know, you have all heard about the or aganuz. He said, look. Ki aor aganuz a'u. The hidden light, which is from Chokmah and it is spread inside of Bina. Because it's said here. What is the light, the Oraganuz? It's in Bina. So let's go back here. He said, this hidden light, so Oraganuz, this light, this Oraganuz, Ahu, U Yashit Chosher Sitro. This is the place where Akadosh Baruch Hu is hiding himself. Is putting himself inside of that Oraganuz and putting around him what? What we call darkness. And he said, Pirush, explanation. Or A'u, that's light that we call organuz in Bina, Hotel Omar, in the darkness of the sky, Amit Pashet Mina Or A'u, that came from the organuz. What does it mean? The original and authentic place of organuz, it's in Chokhmah. But Chokhmah and Bina, they are a couple. They have yichud, they have union. So Chokhmah gives its seeds inside of Bina. He said, when what you have from the organuz inside of Bina, meaning inside of the belly of the sky, Beshraki, Yikri Chosher. What does it mean? What is the Chosher? The definition of Chosher? It's not darkness. Definition of the Chosher is the presence of the organuz inside of the Bina or inside of any intelligence. So when you see Chosher, it's black. So when you see my skin like this, don't think that I'm a bad person. There's nothing to do. This is what they call here, at least here, light. Chosher is light. You get it, everybody? So based on that, we know that we have to deal with that aspect of klipot to bring back the strength and the secret of the Torah that has been lost from the day we write it down. Let's go back in Ben Israel. We have almost finished. And he said like this. He said, no one will damage you. ולכן Lavan v'siato she'em v'slitcha. So that's why Lavan and all his family, who are from the other side, from the klipot side, Mazalam chazé de en lahem yenika me alafim revavot. They knew Lavan and his family that from the moment Rivka will be gone, they will not have any possibility to be feed or to connect to her. Why? Because she will be at the level of the thousands. ורק רבקה שהיא בדרגה דקדושה, יש לה יניקה ואחיזה דאלפים ברבבות. Only Rivka, who had that holiness aspect inside of her, can connect to the level of thousands. That's why, that's why they told her, אחרתנו את. What is את? דייקה. Exactly. רוצה לומר, את לבדך, only you. So Ben Ishai, he asked a question, well, why do we have at here? This at, Aleph Taf, is too much in the sentence. He said, for him, the Ben Ishai said that this at is to say that it's only you, Rivka. But with the permission of my master Ben Ishai, I will say at, it's also all the alphabet, from Aleph to Taf. This is the point we are talking about, writings. From the moment that only the at, meaning you are over the Aleph Taf. The at is in your hands and you put it in your pocket. You don't need anything from Aleph to Taf to express. You don't need anything from Aleph to Taf to have mazal. You don't need anything from Aleph to Taf to exist. You are over. So my brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, Bantu Israelites, our oral traditions, it's all about being happy not to have any alphabet because we are over. It's all about being happy to have big families because this is our DNA, the way we apply the mitzvah of Piriya or Rivia. So I don't understand. The beginning of the Torah is telling, you have to fructify and to multiply. So among the two categories of Bnei Israel, which one are applying properly the two dimension of Priorivia, the Am Bnei Israel? Fructify is good, but where's the multiplication? 13 million and you are happy? Maybe in your level, but don't bring that mindset to the second category because you will be killing a very specific and powerful blessings and bracha for the Am Israel. את לבדיך, איה לאלפי רבבות, מה שאין כן הם, אין להם מגעה שם, because לבן and his family, they don't have any connection with that צילות. ובזה פירשתי בסייעתא דשמיא, הרמז הכתוב בתהילים קמ"ד י"ג, צעננו מאליפות רבבות. וישראל נקראו בשם צאן, צאננו, sorry, צאננו, c'est look. The Bnei Israel, they are called the sheep. צאן. דכתיב ביחזקאל, ואתן צאני צאן מרעיתי. So look, the Tehillim is talking about the sheep who are tens of thousands. And Yechezkel Hanavi said, when you see tzon, it's all about Bnei Israel. ולזה אמר עליהם, מאליפות מרבבות, שיש להם יניקה ואחיזה באלפים ורבבות. To say that the real Bnei Israel have to be connected to the thousands. So now you know what it means. First of all, in terms of demography, genetics, and also in terms of transmission, oral transmission. And what's happened today with the generation of the Bnei Israel they have problem with Torah Shebe'al-Peh. When it comes about Mishnah, Zohar, Gemara, the relation is never smooth. Mishnah, we don't posek according to the Mishnah. What? Mishnah, it's Tanaim talking, you say you will not posek from the Mishnah? Take something heavy on your shoulder and move forward. It's better to be at the final stage with the lions than to be at the head of foxes. Why do you say we don't posek according to the Mishnah? And when it comes to the Zohar, no, wait 40. Everything which is connected with Torah Shebe'al-Peh, we always have problem. The relationship is never smooth. And he said, שיש לה בניקה ואחיזה באלפי רבבות, ולכן כתוב במדבר י' ל"ו, שובה אדוני רבבות אלפי ישראל. For example, when you finish to read the Torah on Shabbat, before you start Musaf, what do you say? שובה לימונך בכל מבייך. As you say to Hashem, go back among the tens of thousands of Israel. So what are we saying basically? We are saying that what is really the dimension that we need to live secure and protected is the dimension of the Am Bnei Israel. It's not me saying. You say it every single Shabbat, and Yechezkel and also Tehillim are confirming it. You have to be in the level of thousands and the 10 of thousands, not in the level of small people. מבין? מי שמבין יבין. Now look, we finish. ולכן, במנחת שבת קודש נמשך לנו שפע והרה מכנגד הרבבות שהוא הכתר. כי הכתר הוא בבחינת רבבות. So look, we have a possibility to awake that aspect inside of our soul. How? When it's the moment of mincha in Shabbat. So first of all, the Shabbat have been changing. You are doing the Shabbat of the Gregorian calendar, while the Mishnah is talking about the Shabbat connected to the moon. That's another question. But let's say Hashem has pity, you do Shabbat on Monday, he accepts. Okay, no problem. But what do you do on Mincha? To connect to the level of thousands, to give to your soul, to give to your body the possibility to connect to the level of thousands. What do you do? ובמנחת שבת יגלה אור עליון מעתיקה דקדישה. So because on Mincha Shabbat, the light of Atik is revealed. This is the light of thousands and tens of thousands. שהוא סוד כתר הנקרא רצון. את רצון. This is because Atik is actually the level of keter called desire. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what do you like the Bnei Israel? A desire. It's my desire. Ratzon. What is Ratzon? Atik. Keter. He Shayam U Ratzon Gamu, because at that place there is no doubt, no hesitation. It's clear and sure. That's why you see, we, the Bantu Israelites, because we are connected to the level of thousands, we have never doubts about our faith. We can be 700 years under slavery, colonization, what you want. They sell us everywhere, even till now. They still sell us in some countries like Libya and Tunisia. We are still here, and we believe in God. But some people, without any judgment, because they face Shoah, decided to stop to believe in God. I'm not comparing sufferings, because we cannot understand what each one has to face when it comes about suffering. Suffering is very personal, and it's connected to the level of what the soul can afford or not. But just to show to you something about the resiliency, the power, the strength of the Bantu Israelite. You see, connected to the level of Atik, because our wisdom was never written, and because we incarnate that level of numbers, no matter what the world is doing to us, no matter what they will do to us, they are not finished yet. Look and check all the things. They made human zoo at the beginning of the 20th century in Paris, exposing us in cage like animals, showing some films where the queens and the kings of Europe throwing on us some peanuts, thinking that we are animals, not thinking, affirming that we are animals, taking our lands, killing our families, killing our fathers and grandfathers, taking everything. Everything. No one is ours now. And we still believe. We have no doubt about the existence of God. We can fight each other, but we'll never say that God doesn't exist because we have been abandoned to our own destiny. Where that strength is from, it's from the level of Atik. There is no place of doubt. The desire is total. Even when they give to us fake religion, they brought to us Christianity, they brought to us this and that. We took them and leave them like something true. We succeed to create faith from what was fake. Why? Because our spirituality and our souls are connected to thousands. And this is what Akadosh Baruch Hu wants for the Am Israel and for the Am Ben Israel for the end of the time. Because this is what you say every single Shabbat. Hashem returns among the 10,000 of Israelites. You admit that the presence of Hashem is in the second category. That's why the Chief Rabbinate of Africa is working the way it's working. We have no fear. We have no one can fear can threat us. You even don't understand how calm and how solid we are because we know exactly what we are doing. And what we are doing and what we are carrying, it's not about what we think. It's because the time is up for that category to finish the story. That's why I'm telling you every time. Stop listening to this rabbi and that rabbi say, Mashiach is here. I'm telling you, there is no Mashiach without black people. Stop believing. There is no Mashiach without us. It's not a political speech. We study it. We study it. תודה רבה. הדר וומקר, תודה רבה. תודה רבה. תודה רבה. Let's finish, בעזרת השם. And the Ben Ishai said, it's all about what you can get from the moment we call Minchat of Shabbat. In a few seconds, I give you the secret behind that. And we will be finished. He said like this. He said, כי זה רצון גמור, ולכן אומרים אנחנו באותה שעה, פסוק, ואני תפילתי לך השם את רצון אלוקים ברוב חסדך, ענני במתישך, ואני תפילתי. You know the ואני תפילתי. ואני תפילתי לך השם את רצון. This is the moment you connect your soul, at least for that week, to the level of Alphe Revavot. What does it mean? I will explain. שהוא נאמר על גילוי אהרת הנזכר. We say it because that light is revealed. ואין חלק ואחיזה בהערה זו בכתר שהוא כנגד מספר הרבבות, אלא רק בישראל. No אומות עולם, no shell of impurity can connect to that light which is revealed. It's only for the Ben Israel. Now, הלכה למעשה. We, Bantu Israelites, what do we do? It's very simple. Many people don't understand that at that moment, when we say Va'ani tefilati, you have to put your talit on. This is the thing. Before the Echal will be opened, before the one who has been chosen to go and open the Echal where the Sefer Torah is, everybody should be taking his talit, blessing on it, and putting it. Like, this is the moment where we put the talit. Not before, not after. Some people, they start mincha with the talit on already. Ayakada said, no. There's a way to grab, there's a minag, a way to grab that light of Keter from Atik that will give to the power of Torah Shebe'al Peh, the power of fructify and multiply, the power of thousands. This is when, just before you take out the Torah scroll, you put your talit on before you start to say Va'ani tefilati. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve'amen. Toda rabba lekulam.
חזק מאוד.
Is there any question? Is there any question? Toda rabba lekulam. Toda rabba, everybody on Yeah, Rabbi Mentitus, you take your talit. Take your talit in the Beit Knesset, and when it comes just before when it put your talit on. If they ask to you, why do you put it on? You say, I wrote it in the Ben Ish Chai, and you will see. Take the Ben Ish Chai. I can send the link of the Ben Ish Chai in Wikipedia now, in Wikipedia, in YouTube now. Open it and study it. And if someone asks you, what do you put your talit on? You say, you just show to him this, I think it's the Alacha Gimel or Dalet. He's telling you to put your talit on at that moment. Like this, no one will say that you are doing something because you study Kabbalah. But it's all about Alacha Minag. תודה רבה, רבן קטרין, תודה רבה, צ'יף רבה ישי משה, תודה רבה, רבי יוחנן, תודה רבה, Samsung, I don't know who is it, for being in the studio, and תודה רבה to everybody on YouTube, to רבי מנטיטוס, to Adara Womker, תודה רבה, to רבי חיים ישראל פונדול. לילה טוב, בעזרת השם, tomorrow. I will do in French. I have to do something different, so we'll see what Chidush we will have. We'll see.
There will be also a limud in French. There will be a limud in Otiot de Rabbi Akiva because we are in Otiot de Rabbi Akiva tomorrow.
Hey!
It will be in French.
Big day. So tomorrow, which hour about?
It's 2 p.m. French time.
Okay, so 2 p.m. tomorrow, everybody. We have the limud of Otiot de Rabbi Akiva. It's very important because what Rabbi Akiva is giving to us in this book, and the way Chief Rabbi Isha explains it, you will see that it will open your eyes and your minds very deep about all the Torah, the Minagim, and the way to perform halacha properly, Bezrat Hashem. Toda Rabbi Chief Rabbi Isha Moshe. And Rabbi Mentitus is saying it's really strange that we don't count Shabbat according to the moon. We do it for every other moment. Yes. Yes, I think that there are battles that you don't need to fight. Just had it on your shoulder, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring the majority to understand the deeper meaning of what you're doing, Bezrat Hashem. Laila Tov Likulam, and Mazal Tov to the Bantu Israelites. We are moving forward. Laila Tov.
Mazal Tov.